Hey everyone, Sarah Andraco, Canine Behavior Consultant here, and today as part of my YouTube series with behavior analysis, I'm working my way through a couple of behavior videos that were submitted by you, the viewer, and my subscribers. So today I'm taking a look at 3 separate clips that were sent in by one owner wanting to know about play behaviors versus fighting behaviors and if these are enjoyable things happening between 2 dogs in particular. Before we get to this video clip and the explanation sent in by the owner, please hit like if you like this type of video. Go ahead and hit subscribe and ring the bell to receive notifications when more behavior analysis videos are released that you can watch in case you need any help with your dog as well. Also, if you'd like to submit a video of your dog exhibiting a behavior for me to analyze on YouTube, you can do that through my website at sarahandraco.com/analysis. Again, sarahandraco.com/analysis. All right, let's get right into these 2 little dogs. Looks like we have Maru and Maya. The owner writes in and says that Maru is a little mini golden doodle and Maya is her sister's dog, a rescue. Both are about 2.5 years old, and they are curious as to whether the dogs are playing in a friendly manner. Specifically, Maru somewhat bares her teeth in the shorter video and will do that occasionally while rolling around on her back. They are also quite vocal when they play, but seem to interject with grunts in between, which I understand to be a tension breaker. Question. Are they enjoying themselves? Maru also seems to be more toy and ball oriented and does not initiate play with Maya often, which is a change from when she was a puppy. She used to be the one initiating play with all the dogs, and now she is much more interested in fetch. She is also quite treat and toy possessive around Maya, which is not displayed in the videos, but just for context maybe. I would love for her to be more dog-oriented, but maybe this is just a shift in her personality. We notice a shift after moving and not having regular access to dog parks anymore. Any insights would be greatly appreciated. Okay, so let's take a peek at this video. We have 3 clips again, and this is Maru and Maya. 2 little white fluffies rolling around on the couch. Yep, so we've got some vocal going on. So far, this is all pretty normal play. All the teeth baring here is pretty normal, just kind of back and forth. Quick little appropriate rest in between. A couple of breaks here and there, which is all good. Yep. Appropriate break here also. They seem to be interested in something else and then all of a sudden want to re-engage. You'll notice the initiating dog, they kind of swapped roles there a little bit. So the smaller dog, the little rescue dog, Maya, engaged with Maru. They're kind of just going back and forth and gnawing on each other a little bit. So all this looks appropriate. We have a little bit of submission here to where Maya, the little dog's head, went down some and kind of wanted to pause play there for a moment. So just kind of exhibiting some behaviors of, hey, I might need a break for a moment, which it looks like Maru was very accepting of. Okay, so far so good in this one. It looks like, yep, they're exhibiting appropriate communication and play signals with one another. Let's check out the second clip. So we're on the floor this time, wrestling around. Little play bow, another play bow. So here, yes, we're seeing roles changing, which is good. That means it's good communication and they're both enjoying themselves. Little vocalization, which is normal. Mouthiness, all normal dog play. One on the back and then the other one kind of goes on the back too. They take a little break here, which is appropriate. And re-engage. Good. Yep, good back and forth.
Oh my God, Maya.
It's a little chase off. One jumps and removes themselves for a little break and then grabs the toy, engages with the toy. That's totally acceptable.
She wants to play with the toy.
Now we have 1 toy and 2 dogs here. So with the comment regard to maybe some resource and toy guarding, to keep things copacetic, I would probably have 2 toys and use the toys for independent play versus having 1 toy between 2 dogs. Okay. So still having fun going back and forth with the toy removed. Normal mouthing. These 2 are cute. All right, let's take a peek at clip number 3 and then we'll go through a couple things too. Okay, the toy is still in this clip. Mouthing, changing some positions. I see the teeth baring you're talking about, but I don't see anything that's too concerning. They're very interested in what the owner is doing with the camera. Some breaks, some pauses. Little Maya's gonna try to steal the toy. Okay. You see Maru is kind of like, no, I really want to play with this toy. I'm gonna pull it back and chew on it a bit. A little tug. Okay, you can see Maru stiffen up a little bit, like, no, I'm serious, I kind of want to keep this, but I'm still not seeing any inappropriate behavior in response to their communication with each other. Okay, so a couple things to go over with this. To answer your question, are they playing in a friendly manner? Yeah, I think they're doing a pretty good job of communicating with one another. You see them take pauses, take breaks, and they both seem to be fairly respectful of those pauses and breaks. I did notice one portion where just for a split second it looked like the one kind of got a little bit incensed, but the other one immediately backed off, and that's good. That's good communication. I would encourage that. Some other ways that you can encourage positive play too is just to make sure that you're keeping it in short, positive spurts, so nobody gets overly tired or overly cranky. We can go have lots and lots of fun, but exhaust ourselves, and then we tend to get crankier and not even realize it. So same with dogs, make sure that their play times are short. So think like 20-30 minutes of play rather than like 2 or 3 hours of play. So be sure to give them breaks in between for the most part. Okay, so in here we talked about, you asked, Maru somewhat bares her teeth in the shorter video. We'll do that occasionally while rolling around on her back. Totally fine, that's totally normal. We're not using our teeth in an inappropriate way, so that's completely normal. They're also quite vocal, also very normal, so that's totally fine. Interjecting with grunts in between, attention breaker can be. You've got some different communication signals going there. Some other signs that you'll see sometimes if they kind of shake off and they kind of take a little break and then kind of reset and go back in. Are they enjoying themselves? Yeah, they seem to enjoy each other for the most part. The only part where I see they might want to kind of break up a little bit is with that toy. So again, with toys, I'd give them the toys for independent playtime versus playtime with each other. I would encourage that separated just so that there aren't any issues that arise, because again, as you mentioned in the video, I don't see too many issues, but you could create an issue where an issue isn't otherwise, just having those toys in the mix. But also you mentioned that she can be a little bit toy possessive around Maya. So we don't want to encourage that behavior. And as a side note, just to discourage that type of guarding behavior, I would work on devaluing some of those things to where you do lots of drop it and lots of leave it and exchanging and winning and losing the toys sometimes, just as in practice. So it's easier to pull them out if you need to. So let's double check some of these other questions that were in here. So you would love for her to be more dog oriented, but maybe this is just a shift in her personality. So I'm guessing you're used to her being much more excited about dog play, and that's fine. And dogs do change as they grow and develop and get older. So some of the behaviors that you saw probably all the way up to about 2 years of age may have been different than what you see from 2 years and beyond when her final last social period insets, her genetic social period insets. So it is normal to see kind of a shift in behavior sometimes. So yeah, you just have to realize kind of what kind of personality that you have. But this is a dog that I think it's completely appropriate to continue her socialization with. She does seem to enjoy some of that back and forth, and just kind of getting an idea of what her preferences are. How much one-on-one time does she like to spend with you versus how much time does she enjoy socializing? So look for cues of her getting overly tired or cranky when she's around other dogs, and just know what her limits are and when to stop the play and interject or when to keep going. Okay, let's see what else. Hopefully we went through all of these questions. It looks like it. Yep, so I think I've covered everything that was in the owner's questions. Yeah, I think that's about it. So the one other thing that I would mention, anytime that any dogs are in play, just to keep things safe and make sure all the communication is going well and to continue your relationship with that dog no matter who they're interacting with, is to practice your recalls when dogs are in play too. So when they're playing and having fun, and they have been for a little bit, practice calling them out and giving them a good recall. That way you can always have the ability to pull them out of play when needed. Phone decided to ring at the worst possible moment. 1 second. There we go. That's not even my phone, that's the other computer. Anyhow, what I was saying is always practice your recall with them. Practice calling the dog out of play, and that really keeps them with one ear tuned into you. That way if things do escalate or you need to interject or it's time to pull them away, they still always have one ear out for mom and dad, and you can safely pull them out of play. Sorry for the phone interruption. That's what happens when we record live, right? Anyhow, Again, if you have a behavior video you'd like to submit for me to review, please feel free to send that in at sarahandraco.com/analysis. And if you have questions in particular about the videos that you just watched with Maru and Maya, or if I didn't answer any other questions, feel free to pop those in the comments below and I'll get to those as soon as I can. Thanks so much for watching. Take care.